Hey, what's going on, everybody? You know who it is. It's JJ back at it like an addict, no rehab, because I'm addicted to giving you guys all this advice and information you're gonna need to get that car out of your dreams open, and just give you guys overall great information and info that I can pass on to you guys. So let's get to it.
If you wanna get ahead, sometimes you gotta go without, you feel me? You have to make a lot of sacrifices for this shit, man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so let's get into it. People always ask, do I buy vehicles with salvage title? Do I buy vehicles with rebuild titles? Can you sell a car with a salvage title? Can you sell a vehicle with rebuild title? What's the requirements to sell a vehicle to someone? I mean, we're gonna answer all that right here and right now for you guys. So yes, you can buy a car with a salvage title. Yes, you can sell a car with a salvage title. You can buy a car with a rebuild title. You can sell a car with a rebuild title. You can't buy a vehicle. I mean, you can't sell a vehicle. It's to be a junk title. So like if you get the title and it'll have big junk across the title. So like it's like junk. It just say junk across the title. So you can't sell that vehicle. That can't be the vehicle. Does salvage and rebuild title vehicle sell? Yes, all vehicles sell. And here in Oklahoma, I know everybody's state is different, everybody's market is different, but here in Oklahoma it's not common. It's common to have a car that's going to be rebuilt or have a salvage title. It's just common, because we have bad weather, and so it hails every year, so people's cars get totaled out there through hail. So if you see like a lot of these cars here in the state of Oklahoma, they will have hail damage no matter what kind of car you're buying here. If you live here long enough, your vehicle's going to get hailed on. Rebuild titles, salvage titles, they're going to sell. All cars are going to sell, like long as you got them priced right and cleaned up and ready to go. A lot of times when people come buy vehicles, a lot of times people don't know the difference between rebuild titles and salvage titles. But always tell them, like if you list a car, make sure you list it as a rebuild title. Make sure you list it as a salvage title. I always try to tell people, educate them as much as possible about the difference between a rebuild title and a salvage title. But no, I don't have any problems selling a vehicle to with somebody with a rebuild salvage title. And going to the point of selling a car to somebody, it's easy, man. As long as they're over the age of 18 and they have the cash, man, you can sell them a vehicle, man. They don't have to have a driver's license. They don't have to have insurance. You'll want them to have, like, if you're financing a vehicle, yes, you definitely want them to have insurance. And you definitely, you want to do all your due diligence and stuff like that. But if you're selling a person a car cash, man, as long as they're over the age of 18, sell them a car, take a copy of their ID. That's just about it. It's very simple. It's no. And then it's up to the customer. Like once they buy the car, it's up to them if they want to drive it off your lot without having a licensed driver drive it, or if they want to drive it off your lot without having insurance. That's why you do all your paperwork. You get the form to where they agree to accept delivery of the vehicle. So they agreed to take delivery of the vehicle. It's up to them to have insurance, and once they leave your property. So so if you buy them the car and they sell it, you can make sure you keep all your paperwork in order. So that, and then here, and that's one thing about here in the state of Oklahoma. It's so easy to buy a car here, and that's why it's saturated with so many buy here, pay here's. Like if you go on, it's like 29th Street, 39th Street, and like 59th Street, not on my part of 59th Street, but down further on 59th Street, is just car lot after car lot after car lot after car lot after car lot. Because here everybody advertising $500 down, get you into a vehicle. I'm not gonna knock anybody's hustle doing a buy here pay here, but I don't like the buy here pay here that take advantage of like younger people, okay, yeah, if you had a couple repos in the past and stuff like that, and you looking for somebody to help you out, but a lot of these buy here pay here, they be like 18, 19-year-old kids, 20-year-old kids, getting their first car, and they're getting screwed over before before you know on their first car because they don't know any better. So that's why I'm here to try to teach people to know better, because a lot of these buy here pay here's they don't really care if you pay off the vehicle or not, you know, because they're selling it 2 or 3 times more than what it's worth. I mean, but that's for their highest setup. But you know, they're not looking. A lot of them not looking for you to pay off the vehicle. You know, they're looking for you to give the vehicle back, so then they can run the vehicle through the auction, make a little bit of money, and then garnish your check. You know, it's 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old kids out here that hasn't even really able to get their life started and already getting their checks garnished due to these buy here pay here. Because you know, like here in the state of Oklahoma, the rules and regulations, like I mean, and then you know, and then here in the state of Oklahoma, the cost of living, man, it's pretty cheap here. But you know, a lot of people don't make a lot of money here, so you know, and so people just kind of just get the cars that they can get. It's sad to say, because like here in the state of Oklahoma, minimum wage is $7.25, $7.25. So that's been the same. I started when I was working at 16 years old. That's how much I was making. So that's 10 years ago, and the minimum wage went up in 10 years. But you know, look at the price of everything else that went up in that same 10 years. But they're still giving people a $7.25 minimum wage. I mean, it's just crazy to me. And also crazy that, you know, buy here pay here, like, you know, if it's a young person, man, refer them to someone, to a bank or something, get them on the right path. Don't just screw their life over and before they even get started, because you know, and like, you know, people here, you know, be so desperate to get a car because, you know, we don't really have any good public transportation, so it forces you to have a car. So you know, first time somebody here, you know, these car lots advertising, you know, $500 down, no license, you know, people are hopping on it, you know. I don't understand why people still driving with no license, but here in the state of Oklahoma, we have like the highest rate of people with no license. We have the highest, like one of the highest rates of people driving without insurance. It's so crazy because like you don't make enough money to really afford a car payment. Like if you work in a job working minimum wage and you have to pay for an apartment, pay for your car insurance, how can you can't do all that on $7.25. So that's why so many people out here, you know, driving without a license, driving without insurance, because you know you gotta they're cutting the cost somewhere. I mean, it's not a smart decision, but I mean you got to do it to get by. But no, I don't have problems selling vehicles with salvage or rebuild titles. I mean, because this is how the Oklahoma titles, they kind of changed it up, so it's kind of, so here in Oklahoma you have to be you got to be more due diligent and make sure, you know, more aware, because like now they'll like the title will come green, and but then it'll list like, it'll have like rebuild over here, or it'll have salvage in the date it was salvage. Like, you know, it's not different color titles like it used to be, because it used to be like orange titles and what was the other color title? It was like orange title and it was another different color for rebuild. So but now they put it all on the green title, so you just have to be a little bit more aware. I mean, because if you guys look at the Trailblazer that I got in the other video, if you haven't already seen it, but it's damaged all around, but that vehicle still has a clean green title. That's because, like I said, a lot of people here in the state of Oklahoma, they drive without any insurance. So you know, they get into an accident, you know, they driving right off because they ain't got no insurance, so they driving right off. So you know, the car is wreck damage, and then, you know, that's just the way. But no, like, but I know I went on to a whole nother different rant, but yeah, it's not big of a problem selling cars with a salvage rebuild title. I mean, as long as people is 18 years or older and got the money, you can sell them a vehicle. You know, it's all up to the customer to get the insurance, but make sure, you know, you reiterate that, like, once you drop off my property, or once I sign this title over to you, it's no longer covered under my insurance. It's your responsibility to get your own insurance, and it's your responsibility to have your license to drive this vehicle off. But yeah, I know I went on to a rant, and I'm just passionate about, you know, selling cars, and I'm, you know, just passionate. I don't like to see people getting screwed over, you know. I mean, it's gonna happen when you sell used cars. I mean, like, is 100% of my cars that I sell 100% perfectly car, like I mean, it's used cars. I mean, they're not. It's always gonna be a problem because they're used cars, so you never know. Like I can't tell like when a battery is like a battery is weak, but I mean battery alternator, stuff like that. But here in the state of Oklahoma, it's not common to see cars like here in the state. Like everybody's state is different though. So let me rant on a little bit more. Everybody's state is different. So here in Oklahoma, it's common to see a car riding around with no bumper. It's common to see a car riding around with no fender, with no hood, with no back bumper, busted windshields. It's just so common here. Like so people will be like, oh, buy these cars. I'm like, I mean, cars are buying this car. Like you gotta know the market on where you live. Like like these cars like here. People need transportation. That's the main thing. People need cheap, reliable transportation, and that's kind of what I provide. Just cheap, reliable transportation. Sometimes it's not gonna always look the best, but I'm gonna make sure it's reliable. But it's still a used vehicle at the end of the day. So, but yeah, but like here, like other states. I've been to other states. So everybody's state is different, and I mean, and then also here in Oklahoma, there's no inspection, so so you don't have to, so people don't care. They riding around with the bald tires, missing windows, like I said, bumpers hanging off, doors beat up left and right, because there's no inspection here. So it doesn't matter about the title. Really does. Like here in the state of Oklahoma, I'm gonna just tell you, it doesn't matter about the title situation on the vehicle, rebuild, salvage stuff. People just need vehicles. People just need transportation. So, I know, but yeah, and got my Patreon. It's setting up. If you haven't already, you can go sign up to my Patreon. Link will be in the description. $5 to sign up, $5 a month. Get you the extra video, and also get you an extra couple videos a month, and it's also going to give you the opportunity to message me directly and set up your one-on-one phone call. But I appreciate all the love and support. I appreciate you guys. I'm out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Tomorrow's video, I'll be at the auction, but I'm going to go a little bit later. So I'm going to show you guys the type of vehicles that I look for, and so what I look for in a vehicle, and what type of vehicles I actually look for, and what vehicles I like selling the most. So I'll see y'all see that in tomorrow's video. So I'm out. Appreciate you.